and they named the baby Whitney. Talk to people in this administration to this day, and they will tell you Whitney Ashley won a championship in 2012, but the championships that she's really not directly responsible for, she's responsible for in terms of her influence on other athletes and showing that, hey, look what Whitney did. Wins an NCAA, I can do that. That's the theme that she started, as in, hey, she did, why not me? Now that kind of trickle-down effect and impact is simply enormous, in addition to her work and her accomplishments here at the NCAA level and professionally and as an Olympian. Our next inductee into the 2017 Aztec Hall of Fame, here, Whitney Ashley.
Whitney Ashley ended her career as a world-class discus thrower. It's a feat that did not come easily. The momentum for greatness started at San Diego State University. She excelled in the discus and shot put, winning both events twice at the Mountain West Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Historically for San Diego State, Whitney was a 2012 NCAA title holder in the discus, the Aztecs' first NCAA title holder since 1985. Later that year, Whitney was a U.S. Olympic Trials participant. 4 years later, she was the U.S. Olympic Trials champion and represented her country in Brazil. Ashley became the Aztecs' first Olympian since Marla Runyon in 2004. An All-American, national title holder, Olympian, and now a Hall of Famer. Whitney Ashley, a member of the 2017 Aztec Hall of Fame.
Whitney, all yours.
Thank you. Good evening, Aztecs and Aztec fans. That was kind of lousy. Let's try that again. Good evening, Aztecs. There we go. We're proud. It is truly a privilege and an honor to be a Hall of Famer. That's kind of cool. Wow. Thank you again to the selection committee and to the Wise Foundation this evening. Man, I really wish I had a Cinderella story for you all. My career has just been amazing and, I mean, heartbreaking at the same time. I don't know if you were paying attention too closely, but I was the first NCAA champion for San Diego State track and field team in over 26 years in 2012. And before then, a lost soul, let me tell you. I threw the shot put, I dibble-dabbled in all kind of events, but never really truly found my way until I won NCAA championship. And I thought, wow, like, my only goal, literally, I don't even know if I talked to Coach Burrell that year about it, but my only goal was to be top 3, throw 180 feet, and just graduate. That was it. That was it. I had, I didn't see myself as a top caliber athlete. I didn't believe in myself, and girls were always bigger than me. I mean, I don't know if you saw those photos looking at me now. I was really small then, like 160 pounds, maybe 170, and I mean, I like to brag a little bit, but I got about a 240, 250 bench now, 400-pound squat, I hold my own, 215 feet PR now. But at the time, I mean, I'm telling you guys that I was lost and I didn't have a lot of confidence, and San Diego State has just been huge for me, just in terms of support, in terms of school and learning about myself. I made friends here, I explored myself, I failed here, I triumphed here. I mean, this is home, and it's just always a privilege to come back here, and you guys have shown me so much love when I come home, and I just thank you so much for the support. I made tonight about my mom, which is why I brought her up here. She was actually my first track and field coach. She taught me how to throw the shot put, which was my bread and butter. That's how I earned my scholarship at San Diego State. Fun fact. I learned the discus throw fully when I came to San Diego State, which is unheard of. Most kids throw in high school. I hated it, and she made me throw it for fun in high school just to kind of earn points. But I was like, look, honey, I'm a shot putter and a big-time basketball player. I'll see you at home. And so that's just kind of what we did. And fast forward, I earned a scholarship, a full ride to San Diego State. And when I got here, I learned how to throw the discus, and in 2 years, I won an NCAA title. And so for me, mentally, that was huge. I went on to make an Olympic team, 4 USA teams, and again, that's where the heartbreak comes in. I have only been a finalist one time. I've won major championships, but for some reason at the other level, I keep falling short, and I don't know what it is. My story is just different, and I used to be embarrassed about it, but now I feel I am a story for other kids who don't have the Cinderella story. I'm a fighter. I come back each and every year better and digging and hungry for more, and I've improved so much, and I'm so proud of myself. And I wasn't always. But I wanted my mom to speak a little bit, just because I am dedicating my word to her tonight, because without her, there would be no throwing. She went to camps by herself. She read books. She literally taught me from scratch. We were out there, I mean, throwing the shot put, and she goes, okay, your foot goes here. You throw it, like, kind of thing. We figured out what it meant to throw far, and I mean, it took off. And so I thank you, Mom, and I love you. And my scholarship, I mean, I earned it with you as a team. And so here's your moment.
Wow. Good evening. I didn't expect that, and I'm a little taken back, but I love you. I'm grateful, and praise be to God. Without God, this opportunity without a doubt, would have never happened. So I watched that along with you, and I said, as a mom, I went, wow. But the coach had said, get that arm up. What's it going down? And I said, oh my God, I got to stop that. So just imagine. But first of all, I want to thank the induction committee for honoring my family, my daughter, and the entire city of Riverside, because her whole school is behind her, and they're planning things in the spring, and she's come and she's spoken to the kids there, and they're excited. They mention her name, and they rush, and they want to know when she's coming back. The Unsung Heroes, there's an African adage that says, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, truly, it takes a village to groom an athlete. And let me tell you, there's a lot of unsung heroes we want to thank tonight. The weight trainer, the people behind the scenes, the weight trainer, the nutritionist, her masseuse, the psychologist, her travel guy, her agents, friends, Tamara, who's sitting here tonight, and of course, her pastor, and she's a diva, so her hairdresser does count. I also want to thank her training partners who are always pushing her and always welcoming me as mom and addressing me as mom. I thought, me, little old me. I mean, I'm the bookworm who had to learn it, and they were coached, and it was a little different because I was like the outsider. I'm making my way inside. To the family, her fraternal grandparents are here tonight. Clarence and Annie Ashley, we thank you from the beginning, from the bottom of our hearts, for being supportive and always being there. Uncle Mike, thank you for being here tonight as well. Ashley family. To her maternal grandparents, my mom, my dad, John and Carol Washington, who are not with us. We lost them a couple years ago, but Mom would say, Whit, she'd say, sky's the limit, Whit, you can do it. She'd always would say, you can do it, Whit, I told you can do it. And she said, don't look back, because anything you put your mind to, you can do it. To her brothers, Penrose, you said you have an amazing son. Well, I have two, and they're here tonight too as well. Stacy and Whitney, you're amazing boys, young men. I'm proud of you. Your achievements are amazing. I thank you for being the greatest fans for your sister. I love you both. Thank you so much. And finally, to her coaches. Coach Burrell is here tonight. Thank you, Coach Burrell, for taking care of my baby here at San Diego State and making sure she had the right mentors around her, keeping her strong, keeping her in the books, right? Yes, she does have a degree, ladies and gentlemen. She is, yes, right, right. So also, to her coaches, wow. Coach Higgins, I know he's not here tonight, but he is my mentor, and I'm indebted to him for so many reasons. Boldy, who laid the foundation here at San Diego State. Coach Burrell, you have an amazing coaching staff who trained her, taught her, allowed her and guided her to learn the sport of the event of discus. She didn't have any idea she was going to do she thought maybe just discus and shot. Shot is her baby because she said, Mom, I'm a shot putter, but okay. When we first introduced it to her, we had quite the struggle, but I'll tell you a piece of the story later. But Coach Boldy, wherever you are, we are forever indebted to you for the foundation you laid. He didn't stay long, and there was a conflict. He said, oh, we lost Boldy. There was another opportunity for him, and there was a change. So in that change, she had to gain new confidence in another coach, Coach Dorian. And in Coach Dorian, they worked it out. He refined what Boldy started and led her to the NCAA championship, which we celebrate today. Thank you, Dorian, who went on to Florida, I believe. And finally, to Coach Art Venegas, I call him Mr. International, and no matter where we are in the world, he will find me somewhere in the stands or at the hotel, and he will make sure that Mom gets a hug. I love you, Coach. You know, he's led Whitney to the World Championships in Russia, her first World Championship team, to China, her second World Championship team, and most recently to London, her third World Championship team. And the most coveted crown for Whitney. I'll always remember the day she captured the crown for the U.S. women's discus, in the U.S. Olympic trials. The world's best team, the world's best track and field team. She led the nation, and she's a little too much of a perfectionist because she'll say, but it's not a big deal, which led to her birth as an Olympian on the 216 Rio de Janeiro Olympic team. Thank you so much, Whitney. I love you, baby. And believe it or not, it's okay to be okay. It's okay to know that not being perfect is okay. I want to sum up these last 10 years of throwing, and you look at her and you go, 10 years? Yeah, she's been at it a while. It wasn't always discus. In fact, her and the discus weren't even friends. She didn't want to do it, but we were short on girls. We didn't have anyone on the team, and she was already shot putting, right? Well, sounds like a good deal to me. So we put it in her hands. I put it in her hands and said, hey, we're just going to learn this together. And so I learned it teaching her. As she told the story, went to different clinics and things like that. But in doing that, she still sees herself today as that shot putter because she became so comfortable with it. And let me explain how the journey started. People ask me, did you see something? What did you know? What did you do? It wasn't me. This truly is a story of destiny. This happened because of a walk in the community down to UC Riverside. My sons and myself and my chunky little daughter, who I call her my little blowfish, were out walking. And I saw a youth team, and I said, hey, I need to get them in that because I needed her to shave down a little bit. And I decided, I approached the coach. I said, well, hey, how do I get my kids involved in this? He said, well, I'll just come back tomorrow. This is a true story, the very sole reason why she became a thrower. So we approached him. He said, okay, the boys, you go down to the left, and all the runners were on that side. He put his finger on his chin. He said, yeah, the little girl, yeah, she's going to go over there to the ring. I said, what's that? He says, the ring, they're throwers. I said, well, what does a thrower do? Little shot puts a ball, they throw. I said, well, okay. Well, there was nobody down there. So, you know, moms, what do? We want to protect our babies, right? We go over there. Long story short, that sole reason, and for that reason alone, began her throwing career. And for that, it truly was a matter of timing, the right place, and yes, her size. So in this case, size really did matter. So make a long story short, fast forward high school, we did some big things in high school. Anyway, so long story short, even shorter than that, this is where the magic happened. We want to thank you so much because this truly began the start of her international career. This truly began the journey that led to where she is today. For her to have traveled internationally over 27 different countries. I don't know how many countless emails I've received. I think I've traveled vicariously just living through her texts and her emails. And it's been truly amazing. So on her journey, I just want to say again to you, Whitney, it is okay to be okay with not being perfect. And all of you who are chasing medals, if that is the sum total of what you think you have to be in life, then you're missing out the true value of your essence. The true value of your essence is not what you can carry, what hardware you can wear on your neck, but truly what you have inside your hearts, how you can contribute to others, how you can be of service, and how you can inspire those who come behind you. And I say to you, Whitney, to this day, when you came to the high school and you announced to them, you can be better than you think you can. You can do more things than you think you can if you just truly believe in yourself. And she said she tanked at her first Olympic trials. She did. Had she not picked up the call and not said yes to the offer, she held on for a month for the offer to the Olympic Training Center. She didn't want to go. Why? Because she feared that she wasn't good enough. And I said, Whitney, how will you know? How will you ever know, truly, if you're good enough? How will you be able to answer that when you're 90? I don't know, Mom. She held on to it, again, out of fear. So eventually, we came around to it, and she decided I was going to try. So I guess she can ask herself now, are you good enough? Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you again for honoring my daughter and my family and her city. I'm amazed, and I can't share with you even more what's in my heart, but I do want to thank you so much for this opportunity, and God bless you all.
Whitney Ashley, always an Aztec, always an NCAA champion, and member of the Aztec Hall of Fame.